Back down in the crawl space today, and we're running heating wires for these pipes to keep them from freezing. These right here are sensors that sense the temperature, and they're at the very end here right before we go up to the sink. And then I've taped them along the sides of the pipes going into the basement back there. And now I got to put on this pipe insulation around it. And then there's more to do in the basement. As for this kind of corrosion discoloration around the joints here on this pipe that I just put in last year, I did a little research, and I believe that's because I did not clean off the flux after I was done soldering it. So I believe this is just a cosmetic problem, and it is not threatening the pipes. We'll see. Okay, a couple minutes later, getting the insulation on the hot. Let me tell you, not easy to get it up here. I had to lay on my stomach in all this crap. Now we gotta go other side of the hole. Okay, that's the insulation. This is the hot. That's the wire. So, do a little work here. I'll be back into the crawl space to do the cold. Okay, got the cold line going back over there. Okay, there's the cold coming out. Here's the hot. I've got to cut that insulation to get around the valve here. There's no valve on the cold. So, by the way, here's the end of these wires. They're going to plug into an outlet. So all the rest of the work I need to do for this project is going to be down here in the bat cave. Thank God, but it is not all going to get done today. Because these things are so damn long, I got 15 feet of them, and you're supposed to run it completely along a pipe. So they're going to terminate over here somewhere. So I've got to put an outlet for them over here. So that's why it's going to take until tomorrow to get this project done. But before I go, I want to show you that I did take a chisel to this trapdoor and finally put in a flush pull handle for the trapdoor. So that's going to make it easier to get in and out in the future. And I did put a little felt on the edges here to keep air from coming up from the crawl space. Alrighty. We will talk to you again soon. Well, there we are. There's my two heating wires. The lights on the plugs tell you that they are on. The sensors on the pipes are below 36 degrees right now, which makes sense because outside it's about 25 degrees. Now there is my tester. The two orange lights tell you that it's grounded properly and has the correct polarity. Alright, here's with the light on. We're going to test the GFCI. So that tripped the GFCI, shows you that it's GFCI protected, which is important when we're so close to a bunch of water pipes. Okay, just reset the GFCI. So if you recall from a couple of days ago, these are the hot and cold lines that are going to the kitchen sink. I continue to insulate them and run the wires down the length. There's one of them coming off the end and curves up. There's the other one you can see. And they both plug in here to this outlet. Alright, and the switch right next to it, that only kills power to the heating lines. So when I don't need them in the summer, I can just kill that power and leave them plugged in. At 7 watts per foot, these are 15-foot wires. That means each wire is 105 watts. Two of them together is 210 watts. And according to a calculator I found online, that means that they're pulling about a little less than 2 amps when they're both running. So it's kind of like running 200-watt incandescent bulbs. So if everything that I researched is correct. So they shouldn't be too terribly horrible on the power bill, but they are definitely necessary. Those pipes have frozen almost every winter if we forget to trickle the water, and we're trying to not have to trickle the water anymore and save a little on the water bill. You might have thought that I'd have fed that outlet from over here where we had an outlet, but I decided that was too much of a pain in the ass to get to because of the sink. So The feed line actually goes behind the furnace, and it goes to this receptacle that was already here, although I updated it. It used to be just a smaller J box. Now it's a bigger box. So there you go. We're all ready for the rest of winter.